Jordan Els here for Low Kick MMA. Today with me, I've got Jordan Leavitt. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Uh, so, how are you dealing with all the, everything that's going on in the world? Obviously, you're training for, potentially the biggest fight of your life, and there's a lot going on with COVID and everything else. So, how are you coping with all that?
I'm just holding on and trying to see, kind of winging it. I got a call for this fight like 5 days ago. I was fishing for 3 days with family, and I just got done with a fight like less than 2 weeks ago. It definitely came as a surprise, but it's 2020. Things happen. But yeah, I'm coping pretty well, I think. Rolling with it.
Was this something that was always on the table, or something that, maybe a manager or a coach had said to you, we might get a call for this, stay ready, or is this totally out the blue?
They were thinking maybe September or October. They thought I had at least a month, and that's what I thought. I was like, okay, I'll eat bad for like 3 or 4 days, and then I'll jump back into camp. But we definitely didn't think it was going to happen this quickly. Very, feeling very good, feeling very happy about it, but definitely caught me off guard.
So right now you're back in camp, you're doing all the work. Are you confident, in terms of, I'm not sure how much of a struggle weight cutting is for you and things like that. Are you confident with all that side of things that you're going to be well prepared for this fight?
Yeah, I don't think I could be any more prepared. I know I'm in fight shape because I fought 9 days ago. I didn't gain any weight. I lost weight. So I'm actually in a better position weight cut wise than I was for the last fight. So I'm feeling pretty confident.
And you didn't take any knocks, you didn't come out with any injuries from that fight?
No, I mean, I got a pretty bad mat burn on my toe, but besides that, nothing.
Okay. So obviously, a lot of people, outside, a lot of people don't watch the anything but the big promotion. So some people won't know you. And I just want to give you a chance to explain to, the fans who might be watching this, what to expect from you, in Dana White's Contender Series, and then hopefully beyond that in the UFC.
Well, I think you could expect me to do some pretty weird things out there. I have a very funky style. I have a very high pace, lots of weird scrambles. But hopefully what you'll be seeing is me getting a nice little fancy submission and getting a contract. But yeah, I just wild and funky is probably what my style is.
And as you said there, you're looking for the submission. So is that primarily your go-to? Is that what fans can expect to see from yourself?
I think that's what I think that's what you guys should expect. My opponent has a lot of submissions too, so maybe we'll get some exchanges on the ground. But I have a feeling he'll want to avoid the ground game with me, so maybe you'll see some striking. But I imagine I'll be able to take it down and do what I want.
And then in terms of the striking, are you confident with that? Is that something that you're adding to your game right now? Obviously, you're only 25, so there's plenty of time to work on that. But where do you think your striking's at?
Um, everyone who strikes who's sparred with me, especially on the feet, they know that all the tools are there. I just haven't had to use them yet. It wasn't until 2 fights ago that I landed my first punch on the feet, and that was 9 fights, amateur and pro. So I just haven't had to strike yet. But I feel very confident in my striking, or I wouldn't have started fighting anyway.
Yeah. Well, so we're on to your opponent. It's Jose Flores. I just want to know what you know about him. What are you expecting on fight nights?
He's a pretty good fighter. He's a nice little tall southpaw. Little wild, has most of his wins. I think almost all of his wins are by submission. But he's fought very bad opposition. I think only 2 people he's fought had a winning record, as opposed to me, where everyone I fought has had a winning record and only 1 person had a loss. So even though I think he's been fighting for about 5 more years than me, I feel like my experience is better. I feel like that'll show.
And you said style-wise, he's a submission-heavy guy. So are you. So is that what you're expecting, or do you think that you might nullify each other in that respect?
If he can nullify me, I could definitely see the fight ended up on the feet a lot. I definitely think my ground game's a lot more clean, a lot more dangerous, but I'm not sleeping on his skills. You don't get nine submissions if you're not at least a little good. So I'm feeling very confident that even if he's not the best guy I fought, I'm pretty sure I'm the best guy he's fought. And I feel like that he'll be thinking about that. I know that he knows he can't just take me down and submit me like these guys that are 1-7 and 2-11 that he's fought. So I'm feeling pretty confident wherever this fight goes, and I feel like he won't be able to use his A game against me.
Do you see any weaknesses in his game? Obviously, you're talking about his level of opposition. Do you actually obviously I'm sure you study tape with your coaches or they study tape. And have you pinpointed any flaws in his game?
He doesn't like getting pushed back. He doesn't have the best wrestling. His hands stay low. He's a little wild, leads with the kicks. Has a good top game though, but that only works if he can take me down. But yeah, I've definitely watched his last 3 fights, and there's some threats I have to look out for, but I feel very confident that it's nothing I haven't seen before.
So when it comes to fight nights, what I'm sure it plays out in your mind, every time you go and sleep or every time you finish a training session up, how do you see this fight going? How are you going to get that win?
I think I'm going to have to pressure right off the bat and tire him out. He's a tall, lanky guy. I'm pretty sure the weight cut isn't super easy. I'm going to pressure him, and I'm hopefully going to get a submission in the first round. If not, I'm willing to go 3 rounds if I have to, but I imagine I'll be able to stick to him like white on rice.
And do you take anything from, obviously, his lone loss was to Matt Frevola, who's, doing pretty well in the UFC now, and he's been on the Contender Series before. So how do you take anything from that fight, or how well or how not well he did against Frevola?
Yeah, I definitely take a lot from that fight. Matt had only been fighting for like 2 or 3 years. He came onto the scene very fast. And Jose, he's been fighting since 2009. And I feel like if you don't look amazing after 8 years, I don't think the chance of you looking amazing at 11 years is going to be super high. But Matt's a solid, great fighter. So it's hard to gauge him. I can't really judge him for that loss. A lot of people will lose to him. So I see openings. We'll see if I can do what Matt did. I feel pretty confident.
Good. And just moving on, it is the Dana White Contender Series, and it's come at late notice. So are you actually getting any time to be excited about this, or are you just straight into camp and it's all about preparation now?
I think not until I had a photo shoot today for the first time. Never done that before. That's probably the first time it's really sunk in. It's kind of hard where they're like, "You're fighting in 9 days. Good luck," kind of thing. I can't even get stressed out about it. I can't stress about the weight cut because I'm already on weight. I can't stress about my conditioning because I just got done with it anyway. I think I'll get a little stressed maybe during this week, but I feel like that I'm already past that point. Nothing to stress about.
That's good to hear. And on fight night, obviously, it's not a matter of win or lose. It's about impressing as well. So you've got to go out there and impress Dana White. Winning doesn't necessarily get you that contract. And is that something that weighs on your mind?
It does. Especially because I'm always like, I just got to win. But this time you have to impress somebody. And I feel like maybe the pressure to impress might make you less impressive when you're out there. Mm-hmm. Like if I was just relaxing like I was my last fight, I'm pretty sure I would just impress him. But maybe the pressure will get to me. I don't just want to win, though double the money sounds great. I definitely feel a little bit of a pressure, but I think I'll deal well with it.
That's good to hear. And just lastly, it's no crowd. So is that something you've experienced before, anything like that? It's going to be a bit of a weird one.
Yeah, definitely weird. My last fight was weird. There was no crowd. But on the flip side, there's nobody to boo me. I've always been traveling to these hometown kids' places, and they've had these big crowds, and they boo me when I take them down or when they don't win. So it was kind of refreshing not to be booed, not to have some drunk guy just like cussing at you as you walk out. And it was definitely very strange. It was hard to get into the zone, my last fight. But now I have some experience, and most people don't have that experience of fighting in front of no crowd. So I feel like definitely 10 days ago prepared me for it.
So you're taking the positives from it. It is rare to speak to someone who's actually fought during the COVID pandemic. And so you're taking did you work off the crowd or anything like that? Obviously, you're getting a lot of negative stuff, but is there anything you missed about having the crowd there?
Yeah, I'll miss having my mom and my wife ringside. Could always hear them cheering, especially my mom. My mom's crazy during my fights. It'll be weird, just only hear your coach's voice and your opponent's coach's voice. My last fight, I even heard the announcers announcing my fight. It's very different than having this giant chorus in the background and having to like focus on your coach and trying to read his lips. I'm definitely going to miss having my family ringside.
And having your coach there and being able to hear him clearly, was that a positive in your last fight? Obviously, it must be a big positive to get clear instructions and be able to carry them out rather than, guessing what someone's saying to you.
Yeah, it felt really cool. Like, it was nice to be. It's just like in the gym. Gyms aren't as loud as the fight, where you could hear somebody. Um, I felt very relaxed, and since my corner was very relaxed, it was just like kept that little relaxing atmosphere the entire time. It's nice to be able to hear them and like hear them like say, "Oh, good job," keep doing that. They don't have to yell. I feel like when the corners yell at you, it may like put some energy out there that you don't really want.
Hmm.
But them just being able to talk to me, kind of like a dream come true. It's nice.
And just lastly, before you go, obviously you're a young guy and you're on the precipice of doing something big now. So I'm sure you've got goals for the rest of 2020 and a few years beyond that. So just want to hear what your plans are, for your future.
I want to get that UFC contract. I want to be able to do this for a living. I don't want to have to worry about paying my bills. I don't want to have to be embarrassed when people ask me what I do and I say I'm a professional fighter. And they go, "Oh, so you make money?" And it's like, no, not really. I mean, I make a few dollars. Um, I just look forward to getting to fight good competition and getting to prove to myself that I belong with all these guys that are really great that I get to train with.
And then just as you mentioned it, so what else do you do besides fighting to keep paying the bills?
I teach jiu-jitsu classes for kids at Syndicate MMA. I have my substitute teaching license, but Rona kind of messed with that.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm technically, besides that, I'm mostly unemployed. I work a few classes a week, and fighting pays the bills. So hopefully I win, so I'm not homeless. Um, but yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Well, yeah. Well, good luck with the fight. That's everything from me. Unless you want to add anything.
No, thank you. Just if you guys want to follow me at Mr. Jojo Monkey King on Instagram. Want to see some yoga poses, some strange selfies? Come follow me.
Okay. Well, we'll definitely put a handle on it on the tape so everyone will get them following you.
All right.
Okay. Well, thanks for your time and good luck with the fight. Good luck with the rest of the camp.
Thank you. You have a good one.
You too, mate. Bye now.